Hello everyone, DragonoftheEastblu once again bringing to you yet another episode of Naruto Fails of the Week, end of series countdown. And, fuck me. Johnny, I owe you a fucking beer, dude. Next time I'm in Ohio, I swear to you, brother. For those of you who don't remember last episode, my buddy Johnny Spector made the prediction that there would be flashbacks, a big attack, and Naruto and Sasuke lying on their backs without there being a real fight and holding hands. I, on the other hand, hoped that Sakura would get involved and get killed, but hey, that was always a long shot. So long story short, Naruto somehow manages to counter Sasuke with a Shoryuken, uses a Rasengan to go head-to-head with Sasuke's Kagetsuchi, which even though is far more powerful, is still equal to Naruto's attack. They are then lying side by side unconscious for certain periods of time and very clearly dying. They have their flashbacks, laugh it up, and end the chapter by holding hands. Well, sort of. They have both lost a hand and their blood is holding hands. I have always said that this series was predictable, and in the last year or so, that the forgiveness of villains is outrageous. Even more so, allowing villains to fight alongside the so-called heroes, and Sasuke in particular, despite all of this having been foreseen since 400 chapters ago, give or take, is still a fucking joke. It amazes me that the Narutards, even now, defend this series and its mistakes. I showed you all in episode 162 that most of the so-called fanbase is made up of former fans that now hate the series, but there are still a loyal few who will not listen to reason. I've been on the manga stream site and have always left comments about how terrible the chapter was. This brings out the worms who defend it and do a piss poor job. I reply to every single one of them, but this one comment I think explains it all. And this is in regards to a certain reason to why this whole fight is important. That isn't a reason. Manga has always strived to explain that fighting with purpose is crucial, that every punch is filled with emotion and meaning. What purpose is there for this fight? Ever since Sasuke began actively trying to leave the village and turn his back on his allies, I and so many others just went, fuck this guy, he's an asshole and a villain. But not Naruto. He's been in denial since the beginning, and nothing has changed. Sasuke is still evil and Naruto is still in denial. You can't side with any of them. This fight has no weight to it. Naruto doesn't have the balls to kill the last surviving evil villain, and Sasuke wants to destroy the world. Fuck this fight. I also called this fight to be nothing more than a schoolyard brawl. And that is a fitting analogy, since all of this began with Naruto and Sasuke fighting in the schoolyard 10 years ago. And it's very clear that nothing has changed. As I write this script, I watch the National Geographic documentary series Apocalypse World War II, as not only to remind myself of the fallen Canadian soldiers, Warrant Officer Patrice Vincent, and Corporal Nathan Chirillo, as well as all those who fell in the wars of the world, but to contemplate on what war really is. This so-called World War of the Naruto world has been a joke from the very beginning. The heroes are guilty of as many crimes, if not more so, than Uchiha Madara. They can't fight and have suffered terrible losses. Every victory the heroes have had is at the result of the constant nerfing of the villains. Madara himself was more than enough to destroy them all, and Kaguya, or Black Zetsu, were even more powerful. And yet, somehow they won, by every Deus Ex Machina Masashi could pull. This series, this war, and this final battle is a fucking joke. No one is impressed, no one cares. What a disgrace. At the same time, I'm writing another script for my next series, The 100 Reasons Why Naruto Sucks. Coincidentally, I am writing the Naruto script, and I admit I am having trouble. There is so much wrong with him that his faults warrant their own episodes, which I have planned later down the line. But this chapter has reminded me of one of the things I hate most about Naruto, his cockiness. His disrespect to everyone around him is something I have bitched about for a long time throughout my series. He is poorly trained, ill-equipped, immature, inexperienced, and yet he acts like a king who knows all. I hate you, you little shit. To close off this chapter, I admit I am disappointed with the results, even though I expected them. But I am surprised that both Naruto and Sasuke each lost a hand and a forearm in the clash. Though that is surprising, I would not be surprised if they had them both healed or regenerated. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed that, even though it's very difficult to enjoy this fucking series. But fear not, the last 2 chapters are on their way, and this series can finally come to a fucking end. I am very much looking forward to that, so I can't fucking wait. night. This is the Dragon of the East Blue saying sail on, and happy Halloween. Now go, trick or treat you motherfuckers of the world, eat lots of candy, watch lots of horror movies, and scare the shit out of your friends and loved ones. Keep enjoying the fails, and I will see you next week. Now forgive me as I must go out into the wilderness and hunt game and make it look like a fucking horror movie as I am alone in the woods, hunting my prey. Cheers and good fucking night.